All right. So let's wait a few seconds for everyone to gather around. I'm gonna share with you some happy news that yesterday was actually a profitable day. Uh, it was quite a good day. If you were with me on the stream, you probably saw that we caught AIXPT before the run. So let me drive you through the trades that were in place yesterday, and we'll go through the trades that we're doing today. Okay, so as you can see here, guys, let me remove all the drawings because if you want to check the analysis, you can definitely do that today. So what we'll do is we'll clean up the chart, but what we were seeing yesterday was that virtuals was already running, right? But AXBT was starting to run. It was like 2-3% up. So I told you guys, hey, listen, I think this can be a runner. And when it was breaking out of this range, told you, okay, I'll be jumping in here. Now it did pull back a bit all the way to here, but my stop loss was below this price. So we held it. You see, we sold a bit here, we sold the other bit here, and that was a very profitable trade. Yesterday, sorry, screen share. Why is it not sharing my screen? Same thing again, man. Let me see. All right. So that's gonna be a bit better. Anyway, so as I was mentioning, guys, yesterday virtual was running, and I told you guys like AXBT is the leading AI agent of the virtuals ecosystem. So if that's running, maybe the next runner up will be AXBT, and it was only like 2-3% up. So he caught it here while it was breaking out, but it did pull back onto here. But because our stop loss was over here, we did manage to get a hold of it, sold a bit here and I sold a bit here, and we got a good payout. Now, when it was breaking down, I shorted it, but it came up to here again, so that stopped me out. And I did have a nice payout yesterday of $593. You can see it here, all transparent here, guys. All in all, we've had okay, we've had around $7,000 of payouts. Now, what are we doing today, right? Because we closed all our trades. Yesterday, I did enter a nice short trade on Render, which gave me a bit of profit. You see, here was a short when I was seeing, okay, this might start to react. But as you can see, guys, when you're going against the trend, you have to be very careful. And right now, it is obvious that the trend is upwards, and we're in a bullish momentum, right? This has been our analysis, and right now we could be yet again touching resistance. So now what I was seeing is that, okay, this is like short term breaking this resistance. So we might be in for that huge correction that eventually will come, right? You cannot go up forever. And eventually we'll get a correction. So let's see, let's do the whole analysis from the beginning and start to take it step by step into our orders, right? So as we said yesterday, there's nothing bearish about this chart. On the contrary, we're breaking all-time high. We're comfortably sitting on over all-time high. So it's not like we're spiking up and this is like a blow off top and it's gonna all come crashing down. No, we're holding out here. We're consolidating over over and under all-time high, which means we're about to hit price discovery. But this can also come after like a quick retest of of this support, and as bullish as we are, that would still mean a huge break of. um, around $9,000 to the downside over to this place. So what we want to do right now is, of course, we want to mark last week's low, which we already did here, last week's high, right, which we're closer to. So we might, and then what we want to do is we're going to see the open, the close, and as you see, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight up weeks. All right. Now, there's no doubt that we're in an uptrend, so we don't want to fight it. But eventually, what we're also seeing here is that eventually we are seeing some candidates of a double top. So once that hits, that is a candidate for a correction, right? You'll see it. What am I? You'll see it furthermore within our. Let me bring you here to zoom in. You'll see it clearly, more clearly over here. So let me erase this one. All right. Yeah. So let's take this one out. But essentially, what we're seeing, although we're in a huge uptrend, is that we may be getting this type of pattern and rounding it at a lower high, right? And this might be the beginning of the correction. But until that is confirmed, there is no reason to be bearish, right? We have this recent. Now let's go to the daily. And just let's mark yesterday's high and low, just see where we stand, okay? So as you can see, we had a bit of a down day on Bitcoin, but you see altcoins were flying, and that is quite natural as we are starting to see finally Bitcoin dominance starting to drop. You see? We are seeing now for the first time in a long time. I think it's been 2 years. What we're seeing is this huge double top forming. All right, I'm gonna go to the daily so you can see it clearly, right? We have this drop, and this drop was significant, and now we're trying to form another one. For us, altcoin degens, what we would love to see is for this to break this 62% level decisively. What that would mean is that we may finally break that 2-year curse. No, it's not a curse, sorry, because Bitcoin is doing phenomenally. So to all you Bitcoiners and Bitcoin maxis, congrats. But since basically pretty much November 2022, so that's like almost 2 years and a half, right? This has been a steady uptrend and a rising wedge that seems to never stop. So we might be seeing now the first cracks of it. How does that look like? Well, in my experience, it looks like this. Bitcoin pumps, and then it sucks the air out of the room. So it's all the focus on Bitcoin. Then it consolidates or corrects a bit, and when it finds support, alts go flying, right? And that is when you see another drop and another drop and another drop in Bitcoin dominance. And this is what we're seeing right now, right? So what we want to do, and guys, I tried to show it yesterday. I did one of a few profits that got taken out yesterday. It's not worth it right now to go against the trend. What we want to do is we want to see if this low is going to hold and it's going to take us up here, right? And we want to look for altcoins. So what we want to do is we want to look for reasons to get bullish. Now, what I showed you yesterday is I was trying to show you some trades and some techniques to find outliers in volume. Now, let me show you guys how we can do that. Some interesting techniques, okay? One technique to find outliers in volume, guys, when you're looking to find, okay, what may be my next entry? A good way to try to find it is to go to main centralized exchanges. For example, let's try Binance right now. Yeah. Okay. So now we're starting to break down a bit. So let's see if this we still have some candidates for shorts. My first candidate for shorts, first of all, is Trump. So let's see if Sui was trying to break out, but it had a great run yesterday. So I would not be surprised if it wants to take a breather, right? If it wants to correct a bit. So I still have this trade open, but I'm considering closing it because it might be breaking down. And if we break down the support, that's going to be significant, right? So what we want to establish, guys, is the bias for the day. Are we bearish? Are we bullish? We want to get aligned with the longer time frame, which is obviously bullish. But at the same time, if we are into going into internal liquidity, so like if we're looking to enter on a dip, well, while you're day trading, it may also make sense to look for that dip, right? So what I'm in right now, and it's not loading quite correctly, is I got into a long position on SUI, thinking that this may break this resistance. So it's a bit of a preemptive move. I can show you the trades. I'll show you the trades that we took yesterday here. Okay, this chart's not showing good properly. So what I'll do, guys, is let me delete the drawing so you can see what we did yesterday. So yesterday we saw that this was going up. We caught it here, right? We got here the dip, and then we exited partially here and then all the way over here. So that was a good trade. But now it's trying to probably putting a next leg. This is a theory, right? Because we're right now also running into this very important support / resistance right now. Now, when things are bullish, why do we call it easy mode? Because sometimes you just preempt the price action breaking resistance, and lots of times it just goes your way, and so you're positioned prior to that break, and that is then much easier to just ride. But it's not a guarantee, guys. In other markets, like in a bear market, you would be shorting into resistance, and you always want to be shorting into resistance, longing into support. Now, when things are getting going, and you got the mains right here, right, which this is like kind of recovering. It made a dip. It now made it a higher high from this dip, and it's now turning this into support. My theory here for the long on Sui is that, okay, probably Sui is going to try to make a next leg. That's why I got long. Now, if you can see, Bitcoin is dipping, but whenever it finds support, the alts start running. And that's what I've been noticing for the past few trades. I did made a small profit in shorts, but you have to cut them loose very quickly. Like very quickly, you're seeing the bounces, right? So when you're seeing the bounces, the signs are that it's not worth it to get short right now. What you want to do is you want to be getting long. Like for example here, right? We have Pengu. Pengu has been doing nothing, but at the same time, it has not broken this support. It's been holding it. Now, this is another resistance point, very contentious one, which may act as a new support, right? So what we want to do is we want to look to see the same theory, guys. If we find support in Bitcoin, can Pengu do a next run and the next leg? What's the other hint that I have that maybe this today, maybe it might just be the turn for meme coins to run? Well, let me first place my order because I think this is a very interesting sweet spot. We're going to place limit order over here. And then, guys, we don't just willy-nilly set we want to set our stop loss below this point, last low, which is around 12 and 20. So if I do like this, you see that my position here is too big for what I'm willing to risk. I just want to risk up to 2% of my trading portfolio. So I'm going to reduce the position here, right? To make it so that this is much lower. Yeah, and that fits my risk, right? This fits my risk criteria much better because it's below 200. It's something that I can tolerate to lose. You always need to see, well, how much am I betting that this goes up or it goes down? Every trade is a bet, guys. Whenever you say, oh, this has to go up, this has to go down, know that you're gambling and you're not really trading. So this is going to be my entry. Order executed. This is on Pengu. All right, and we have a bit of free margin. So let's see where. So the theory that I placed my order, but my theory is that you see SPX 6900. You see it already running, right? It's already up 9%, and that gives me a hint that meme coins might be next. The other thing that I noticed yesterday is that, and this is a trick that I want to show you all, is that if you go to trade and you go to markets in Binance, you can order the tokens by volume. This is a very straightforward technique, guys, that you can use to recognize some increased volume patterns. I'm going to show you this trick because I use it when I want to find, like, there's so many coins out there, right? But you have your bias. Okay, we're trying to we see if we can bounce from here and get long again. So what you want to do is you want to find the outliers. And when I'm doing that, what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to go to all tokens. And then what I'm going to do in the market is, so this is top, no, okay. So what we want to see is we want to go to top volume coins, okay? We want to go and we want to order the tokens according to their volume. So let's go like this. Why am I telling you this? You'll find out very soon. So Binance is one of the largest exchanges. I don't know if if Coinbase or OKX allow you to order the coins like this. But what this allows you to do, right, is check out this tokens right here. They're ordered by market cap, right? Let me see. Okay, a bit of Wheel of Death. Working towards upgrading my gear, guys, so you also don't see this huge delay. I think I also need to adjust the settings so that it's. I'm gonna lower a bit the frame per second and the resolution to 720 so that the delay is not that bad because I'm seeing it in the anyway. Okay, so the stream here is getting stuck. So we'll have to leave it here for now, guys. Let me see if I can show you this trick. This is really good. This is really good. Hope that this would just react better. Come on, man. It's just a website. Okay, an update on the orders. Right now, as you can see, we are in Sui for our long, and we're in long and Pengu. And I want to show you another